Hello, stunners. Welcome back. Hi, I'm Rue Jitteroo, and today we're playing the indie Otome game demo Salvus Aries, and we get an early access sneak peek at Valefar. That's right. I died and woke up with magical amnesia and a full-time job as a reaper. Luckily for me, I have super hot co-reapers to guide me, especially Valefar. But I'm a clueless mess. Can this kuudere handle me? Well, let's find out. Let's go ahead and get started. I can't believe you guys left me with these two, said Zafan. Believe me, it's not like we're dying to be in your company either. Welcome, Aina. I do believe it is your first time visiting one of us. I find myself quite flattered, said Kame. Well, it is not like she really decided to do so herself. She's here to drink with us. That's right, Sayer. I don't want to be hanging out all by my lonesome. I'm ready for this special angel liquor.
Do be careful.
I will, Valefar, I promise. Were you able to hold your alcohol well in your past life? Very well. I could drink like a fish. Aureus scoffed. I can too.
Still, let's take it slow.
Why are you guys giving me trouble? Okay, if I say I can drink, right? Right?
Don't worry so much. I got this.
Valefar turned to Kame for support. I gave them both the best pleading expression I could manage. It's not like it can hurt you, although you will be very dizzy if you go overboard. I've heard it is similar to what hangovers are like for humans. Yeah. For an angel like Sayer, he simply gets sleepy and elated. Sayer nodded happily while Kame poured out drinks for everyone. They came in different colors and hues. Both Kame and I had drinks with softer colors. His was in purple and mine was colored pink. I had a little umbrella in mine. It was quite cute. Oh, I didn't know you had those umbrellas. How come I didn't get any, Mr. Bartender? Zafan said. I didn't buy these for you. I bought these for Aina. Oh, man. I'm special, okay, Zafan? Get over it. Listen, of course you're gonna buy stuff for me, okay? That is very sweet of you, Kame. I will cherish this tiny umbrella. As Yvonne recovered from the slight, I settled down into the plush couch. This is nice. I've never had drinks with so many people before. Usually I would end the day with my family or Felix, and he was the only drinking partner I ever had. Hearing the others' conversation was relaxing, and a smile crept onto my lips as I listened. So, how'd you like your trip to the modern-day human world? Zafan directed the conversation to me suddenly, and I wasn't sure what to say. I took a sip of my drink before answering. It was sweet, and took the edge off of the alcoholic taste. It's overwhelming, but I think it has so many things to offer. I'd like to see them all. So much has changed, but I do wonder if society has changed. What was it like in your time? Zafan. The typically serene Sayer murmured a warning to the redhead, but I didn't mind his question. Well, where I came from, the nobility ruled all. It's not a happy story. I laughed awkwardly and focused on sipping my drink. I didn't want to bring the mood down, so it seemed to be wiser to stay quiet. If you wish to speak about it, do not hesitate, said Valefar.
You are one of us now. Our ears are open to whatever your heart has to say.
Oh, so sweet. We wish to know about you. Zafan sat down next to me and put his hand on my shoulder in a gesture of support. If you do not wish to speak, then do not feel pressured to. Oh, even the tsundere is being all sweet and supportive. They're so sweet to me. They love me. I nodded and looked at each of them in return. They're all so kind to me. I'm sure they know the subject matter will be heavy to hear, but even so. I took a few more sips to loosen my nerves. Noblesse oblige? Yeah, right. They did just as they pleased, and everyone bent to their will. My words held a bitter taste in my mouth, but I did not stop. When someone didn't, they disappear mysteriously, but not before their reputations were tarnished beyond repair. So no one would take care when they die, or simply vanish. Better off that way, right? Isn't it? No one complains when the trash has been removed, right? It was a dark sentence, and I could feel the discomfort in the atmosphere. At last, Valefar broke the silence.
It is appalling.
It is, right, Valefar? How come your voice is so quiet compared to everybody else's? It is. Anyways, let us get back to drinking. I busied myself in my glass, but the conversation around me had yet to resume. I appreciated the opportunity, in the company truly, but I wanted to wither under the concerned stares directed at me. You should finish your thoughts, Aina. Do not let it fester in your heart. No matter how many years may have passed, the wounds in my heart had yet to heal. Even if the passage of time had allowed me to cope with them, to me, they were still fresh. I was one such thorn in their society. My best friend was someone who was well-desired and very distinguished. To this day, I wonder why he kept me in his company. That man who went on to destroy the world? Are y'all talking about Felix? I could understand what his tone meant to convey, but I ignored him regardless. Yes. He should have been married by then, or with someone of an equal stature. I was wasting his time instead of someone who was worthwhile, and who would have been his wife. I was always at his side, as his friend. It was no wonder that no one could grow close to him when I had demanded so much of his time. You were not lovers? Kame abandoned his drink and leaned forward, a strange glint in his eyes, or perhaps it was the shine of his spectacles. Oh, no, our relationship was nothing of that sort. And yet, he tore up the entire country to avenge you. Did you turn him down?
He never indicated that kind of interest in me.
Girl, he was obviously down bad anyway, okay? The men all glanced at each other and then back at me.
It is too late now to do anything about it, of course. But perhaps you never noticed his affections? Not that it would change the outcome in any way.
Yeah. I could perhaps see someone taking drastic measures for a friend, but an attempt to destroy the world? Perhaps he loved you. Good point, Kame. He attempted to hide his smirk behind his glasses, but he wasn't fooling me. Luckily, Aries saved me, and with a certain amount of sensitivity I did not ever expect of him.
Does it matter now? She clearly never noticed. You are such terrible gossips.
Forgive me for prying. Life gets monotonous after a few 100 years. As they bickered amongst one another, I found my thoughts getting more muddled by the minute. My God! What if he did love me? Everything would make sense. The casual caresses against my head, the way he twirled my hair. Girl, he did all that, and you couldn't figure out that that man was down bad. Girl. How he fussed over me constantly and never left my side. How it was always me on his arm at every gathering. Goodness, I was an idiot. All the things he's done for me. Such as... He was waiting for me to answer, but did the rest of the men. Everybody wants to know. Such ills. It's just, I suppose it's those gestures that could have been considered romantic. And even more than that, the way others perceived us. I sank my head into my hands. It's all my fault. Oh, God. I was stepping into a world that was beyond my reach. Romantic or otherwise. I should have stepped away. I didn't know my place. I was greedy and my entire family paid the ultimate price for it. That's bullshit. Hi, Milky. Welcome, you stunner. Some guy just walked into work, quoted scripture at you, blessed you, and left. Oh, okay, well, okay. Indeed, Milky. He slammed his hands down on the table and his drink spilled over. Aries. Kame coughed to cover up his surprise and delicately dabbed the corner of his mouth with a handkerchief, but Aries did not relent. You were not good enough to be with your friend. Do you really buy that? And that was the reason. Whatever happened to you happened. I knew you were an idiot, but to this extent? Hey! Aries, do you have to be that mean to us?
Aries?
Yeah, tell him, Valefar. Surprisingly, it was Valefar who rebuked him, while Sayer stepped in between the two of them. I understand your feelings, but there is a kinder way to express them. You really need to be more tactful. Oh, sorry. He looked appropriately abashed for once. I'm surprised at his outburst, but at least it stems from good intentions, right? It's okay. I didn't think you would feel so strongly. Girl, he's also down bad for you, okay? That's why he's behaving like this. He's a tsundere, and he's pretending to be a jerk when he really is desperately in love with you. I do not like people thinking they are lower than anyone else. That's just stupid. Was he about to say me? Like, I do not like you, but he cut himself off. He's like, you, I mean people. But I should not have insulted you like that. I apologize. You know what? Listen, okay, you're forgiven. I like a man who's able to apologize real. He looked down at his feet, then at the mess in front of him. You better hope that does not stain, or else you will be owing me much more than an apology, too. Yeah, you're gonna have to clean that up now. The grin on Kame's face forced me to recoil, and I wasn't even the one in danger. Whoa! What kind of grin was that? Aries, how come you are never sorry for all the things you call me? Because he's not desperately in love with you, Sayer, that's why. Is it because Ina is a girl? Wow, Aries. Zafan is calling him out. Real. Ouch! Valefar had gone over and smacked them each on their heads.
You two, get something to clean with before Kame's table is destroyed. If you continue to tease him, I fear something worse may happen.
What would we all do without you, Valefar, to set us all on the straight and narrow? This team would eat itself alive. That's what would happen. He added this under his breath and shook his head as the two troublemakers marched away to do so as told. I went back to Kame, glass in hand, in hopes of another drink. My umbrella lay sadly limp at the bottom, and I wished for it to rise again. May I have a refill, Kame? Do you enjoy it? Yes, it was good. I'm very happy to hear so. Are you feeling steady? Quite so. Then I'll oblige your request, miss. He smiled at my confidence and topped my drink up again. My little umbrella was floating once more. The desire for another drink was partially because I wanted to forget the memories that had suddenly resurfaced. I did feel a tingle through my body, but I wanted to relax and not think about my past more strongly. While I am pleased that you are enjoying my concoctions. Valefar will have my hide if you get too drunk. I'll protect you from him. I shall hold you to that. While he was concerned with my alcohol intake, I decided study his drinking habits instead. We're going to study him. I noticed that his sips were slower and more sparse. Came, do you ever become inebriated? He is a demon. I wonder the same. That is a good question. I drink more heavily when I am alone. And why is that? Because I'm afraid of what I would admit when my tongue is loosened. Do you also have things that pain you? Don't we all? That is very human-like of you. Kame paused for a short while and stirred his drink in contemplation. Is it really?
To be human is to suffer, right?
Now that is quite a dark take. Is suffering simply not a part of life, no matter the kind of being?
I think that's true, right? We all suffer in life. And apparently in death. Then what makes a reaper different from a human?
The way you all approach things, human emotions are much different.
The pair returned with a few cleaning supplies and in time to join our discussion. But if you also ache, laugh, and desire, then where lies the difference between humans and yourselves? The extent? The things humans do for their desires is something unthinkable for us. Is there nothing you would do for anything for? They all went quiet after that. Have I just given some food for that? Or am I really good at killing conversations?
Well, with that in mind, I believe it is time to call it a night. Look at you. You're unsteady on your feet.
I am unsteady, I guess. I guess I've been drinking a lot. No, I'm not. It's like, I'm not drunk when you're clearly drunk. I insisted when my legs betrayed me once I tried to stand up for another refill. I am pleased to see you have enjoyed yourself. Sayer beamed brightly, his cheeks a happy flush. It is actually worth the work it takes to get alcohol all the way down here. You're the best, Sayer. Watching me get drunk and having a good time is totally worth it to smuggle in the alcohol? Is that what you're saying? All of y'all boys are totally down bad for us, real. All right, before Sayer melts, how about we all head back? Aries was meticulously cleaning Kame's table still, under the man's eagle-eyed glare. After you polish the table, again. Are you a clean freak, Kame? Are you done with the glasses, Zafon? Yes, my liege. The men were flitting about and cleaning everything. It was amazing. I had never seen such helpful guests before.
Since Kame is kind enough to host us and make our drinks, we like to repay him by leaving the place as it was.
That's a good thing to do. Oh no, I haven't helped. It is your first time here. Do not worry. He patted me on the arm with a smile. You can help me dry the dishes next time, Ina. You are my guest. These others are all intruders.
I shall remember this. The next time you need someone to finish your paperwork.
Stop doing his taxes for him, Valefar. Real. Don't do his homework for him anymore. Okay? Plus, I have a feeling that Kame is really good at doing his own taxes and his own homework, real. Except Valefar. The older man rolled his eyes and tossed a rag at Kame. I do like an older man love interest. Yes, I do. Hello, OG-san. In the end, Valefar and Sayer helped me back to my apartment. After making sure I was tucked safely into bed, they took their leave. And so ended another day in my new life. Okay, Today we do things my way. It was the next morning and we were back at the office. Kame insisted that Orias handle my training today. Despite trying to wriggle out of it, Orias had no choice but to take up the mantle of my teacher. I, too, argued against having such an unwilling instructor, but both of us lost to the bespectacled man. How unfair! Yes, sir. My head hurts. I thought Reapers were immune to this type of thing. What in the world did angels put in their liquor? We'll spend a couple hours in training and then you can go have lunch with the others. And after lunch, you'll go to hell. Excuse me? I thought you said I didn't have to go there. Is it because I went with those timeshare people? I won't do it again, I promise. He pinched the bridge of his nose and huffed angrily. Ugh, would you stop and listen? You aren't being sent to hell. But we deliver people to the gates. Or, well, the reception area. Do we get to go to heaven, too? I imagined it would be far prettier than hell. No, they don't like it when our kind hang around for too long. He was sounding a little evasive, and I couldn't help but think that he was hiding something. I suppose they don't like us hanging around hell either. But at least they're more direct about not liking us. In heaven, there is a persistent sentiment of holier than thou. It's annoying. I see. I suppose being in the afterlife doesn't change human behavior. Aren't angels supposed to be free of ill intent, though? That's what makes it worse. They genuinely believe they're better than us. I've dealt with enough snobbery while I was alive. Sayer isn't like that, at least. That's why we let him hang around us. Enough talk. Let's get your weapon and start teaching you how to use it. But before that, he walked over to the vending machine and got me one of those cold coffees. This will help. Valefar did warn you about drinking too much. I didn't drink too much. But still, I took the opportunity to let myself smile when he looked away. Ah, he teased. This room was so empty. Did he bring me here to kill me? I walked around in circles, and the taps of my footsteps echoed. Orias had told me to wait here until he returned with my weapon, but it was boring. Where is he? Why would he bring you there to kill you, girl? He just told you he brought you there for training. Okay, obviously that's what you're there for. If he wanted to kill you, he would have done that a long time ago. I started to walk in circles, one foot in front of the other just as he walked in. I wondered how training would go. Would I be fighting Orias? I would imagine that he brought you to an empty room for training, for fighting training, so that nothing would get destroyed in the process, you know? You don't want to knock over vases. I gripped the hilt of an imaginary sword, swung my invisible weapon before me.
Take that! And that! Not so cocky now, are you?
I see you've been keeping yourself busy.
I could not look him in the eye. I was just taking a look around the place, yes. The wide expanse of nothing, that is. He narrowed his eyes with disbelief, but for once had the courtesy to not offer a rebuttal. Right. Anyway, this is yours. This is a stick. Slash the air away from me, if you would be so kind. I looked at him skeptically, but who was I to refuse? Although I was tempted to wield my weapon toward him, I behaved and drew the stick through the air, and out came a chain scythe. Ah! Hi, Choco. Thank you for lurking and supporting. I appreciate you. Y'all, let's give a shouty to Choco Milk. Yes, who also has a lovely voice, by the way, and is a streamer stunner. I got a little too excited, and the blade almost circled back toward me. With a flex of Aureus's fingers, the blade stilled and dropped downwards.
Perhaps do not maim yourself?
I'm trying, okay? You gave me no warning. I did not think you would be thrashing it about like a wild animal. Pardon me for attempting to have a little faith in you. Why, you little... You told me to slash it. So I did. Anyway, best to put it into practical use. You said you were skilled in combat, correct?
A little.
Cool. This room can turn into any amount of environments. Let us see what we can work with. He walked over to some sort of panel, and I heard some beeps from where he was pressing into it. Beep, bop, boop, beep, 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 bop, boop. Faster than a blink. We were in what looked like a city, much like the one I'd been to earlier. Is this like the holodeck on Star Trek? Okay, your job is to strike down targets. They'll have a red aura to them. Their aura? I'll be able to see it? Yes, your full powers will take time to realize themselves. But sight is something that comes to you automatically. Sight? Wherever you are, you will be able to see supernatural beings. Those with red auras are wandering spirits. This is a test simulation, so it has been artificially reproduced. How strong the auras will actually be to you in the real world will depend on your own innate ability. Lovely. And I couldn't help but eke out a dry reply, considering I had absolutely no idea how my innate ability even could be. What if there was nothing there at all? With that, the first target came into view. So I just swing like this? It was difficult to gauge my strength. While I was able to slice the apparition into two, the blade swung back toward my feet once more. Eek! Aureus sighed and stayed my scythe once more. Do you want me to take it back from you? It's not my fault, I spoke through gritted teeth as I struck another target that swooped down on me. I haven't had the chance to practice. I believe that trial by combat is the best practice. I think you need to change your beliefs. I ducked down mid-sentence to whack at yet another apparition. If I wasn't so absolutely irritated at him, I would be terrified at the prospect of actually having to do this one day. Funny to hear from you. Look, just copy me. He took out his own scythe, leapt into the air, and took out 3 apparitions at once. Show off!
I'm just teaching you. Learn faster, pupil.
Despite his tone, I knew he was saying was true, and I tried to learn as fast as I could. Eventually, I started to get the hang of it. When to draw my blade, how much force to expel, how to wield it. I'm a pro! Of course, I was still a beginner, but Aureus had to intervene a little less often. You're surviving, not the same thing. Your instincts are good, but you need better control of your weapon. I'm used to swords, not this chain thing. Can I have a sword? No. This is built with special properties, and we do not use swords. Damn. Do not hurt the ones with a blue aura. But it was too late. Congratulations, you just destroyed the soul of an innocent child. What? But I didn't mean it. You didn't warn me in advance. I was disheartened. This was not what a pro would do. Aureus seemingly took pity on me and pressed a few buttons on the panel, which returned the room back to normal. You did well enough for today. I will let you off the hook for afternoon training just for this once. I appreciate your benevolence. I should hope you can make it to at least 3rd place one day. Oh, you think I can take first? I would love to see you try. He's tied for first with Kame, but Valefar made the valid point that he's in 2nd place, because if it's a tie, then can anyone really claim first? 2nd place! And I was like, you know what, Valefar? You have a point, all right? I can concede you have a point there. While I hoped to persuade Aries about my potential to defeat him during lunch, he took his leave the second he had seen me off back at the office. Ah, Ina. How has training been going? Hi, Cam.
I killed a child.
Well, that happens.
Has it happened to you?
Probably. He turned away, shoulders shaking from obvious laughter. Go ahead, laugh. My apologies. He recovered rather elegantly and patted my shoulder with sympathy. If you aren't preoccupied, shall we have lunch together?
Yes, please. Somewhere tasty, please.
Came chuckled, and I noted that his laughter was lovely velvet rumble. I hope not to disappoint, madame. We went to the cafeteria downstairs, which to me was no different from an elegant restaurant. Came ordered a couple of sandwiches for us, and we took our seats somewhere less busy. I had yet to get used to the stares everyone passing by gave me, but Came kindly blocked my view of others when he could. Is Aries going too rough on you? I let out a long exhale and Came chuckled. No. He laughed harder.
I mean it, although I wish he could give me more instructions. It's been like a trial by fire.
I see he is a fan of the tough love method.
Tough love? Where was the love?
We can have one of the others take over if you like.
But that would mean surrendering.
That's all right. I can keep up with him. Or I'd like to try a little more first. Listen, okay? I can keep up, all right? I'm the best. We'll figure it out. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
That's all right. I can keep up with him.
Ah, I like to see that spirit.
My limbs are still intact, at least. I wasn't expecting this type of weapon. I was thinking I'd get a sword or something more pointy and less swingy.
I made a jabbing gesture and poked my finger into his bottle of water. Ah, yes. Chain scythes are specially crafted for us. You must be careful with it, for it can hurt anyone. Reapers included.
Should we be handling something so dangerous?
We're the only ones that can. Consider it an occupational hazard. Seeing as you are still in one piece, I think you'll do just fine.
There was a beep from his pocket. He took out his device and glanced at me before reading the message in it. He was teasing me again, wasn't he?
My sincere apologies. I asked you to lunch, but here I am having to leave early. I will see you later, Ina.
Goodbye, Came. Oh, I was meaning to ask him about hell.
My bites turned into smaller nibbles as my appetite waned. Came's sandwich remained to keep me company, sad and unfinished. Came had sent Zafan downstairs to save me from the awkwardness of being alone in a room full of people who were talking about me. He had seen me back off at the office, where Aurea swiftly set us on our way to the next item on his schedule.
Could you ask how my lunch was?
You could have asked. Why? I've had the food here.
Perhaps as a form of courtesy.
Did you ask me how mine was?
He had a point. Okay, well, fine. How was your lunch?
I didn't eat.
Okay.
Thankfully, Sayir passed by and brought that awkward conversation to an end. Where are you two going? Hell. Ah, good luck with that, especially you, Ina.
I've never been to hell before.
Which is a very good thing in your case.
Are we going to that door again?
That's right. Look at you. You actually got a brain in there.
Rude!
I do have a brain. Quit being mean to me. Also, I like it. I love a good sundae. I like the teasing. It's cute. So, Here we just say our location again. We can't control the time we go to, so...
Wait, can you hold my hand?
Oh yes, hold my hand. Although it wouldn't be my first time through this, my nerves still fluttered at the thought of traveling across dimensions and time once again. Even worse was the fact that he would be going down below to hell. And I was still afraid that he'd change his mind and leave me there. For the love of...
Never mind.
He snatched up my hand. If you're gonna ask, then commit to it, all right? Oh, look at his cute blush. This is adorable. I love him. Stop. He's so cute. Yes, I need you to comfort me. Okay, I need you to hold my hand. Okay, I can't go to hell, okay, without holding your hand. Okay, I need you to protect me and comfort me. He snapped at me, but he couldn't look me in the eye either. Are you blushing? Do you want to go to hell alone? No. Then be quiet and don't make fun of the man that's taking you there. He then faced the door, and as quickly as he could... Hell. I squeezed his hand back tightly, letting it anchor me as we traveled to a realm that would be far less friendlier than all the others we saw together. Although the breeze on my face was warm, his hand was even warmer. No, please, I'll do anything. Please, I can change. Don't take me. Ah! From the distance, we saw a man getting scruffled by the collar and dragged into the lobby.
What an introduction to hell!
Don't tell me you were expecting sunshine and daisies.
Well, no, but a few roses could liven up the place.
I had an iron grip on Aureus's hand still, and my nails had dug in when I saw the man doomed to perpetual, well, doom. All right, so we have to go over here. Usually this is where we process the fresh meat.
Fresh meat?
The figure that had gone into the lobby came into view, although bereft of one screaming soul. Came. You have a stop here today? Yes, as it were. Why is she here? He gave Aureus an accusatory stare and then looked at our joined hands. Aureus let go, as if he'd been burned, and I quickly tucked my own hand behind my back. Well, she has to bring her souls here eventually, doesn't she?
You mean this isn't part of a training? Then why is Aureus subjecting me to this?
Well, typically not on the very first day. It is a part of my training. She's right. This really is trial by fire, almost literally.
What?
I need to take a drink because MC said, what? Hydration. He said, almost. You're not going near any fire. We wouldn't let that happen to you. Unless... He cleared his throat and pushed up his glasses, and I swore I could see his lenses flash a warning. You two can head back without me. I have to talk with Beals about an influx coming in soon. A party.
Quite the merry one.
Do all Reapers have such dark humor?
While they shared a laugh, my stomach churned at the thought of more screaming souls like that last one. They're like, ha 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 ha. To be tossed away forever in agony.
I suppose one becomes habituated over time. And I suppose they all deserved it, right?
We were not planning on waiting for you, so, as it were. Aureus's ill manners snapped me back to the conversation, and I spoke up in defense of Kame. Hello, Cactus Extract. Welcome, Stunner. Thank you for being here. An occasion for holy water, I know, right? Please, more holy water. I would have waited. Kame smiled at me appreciatively. Oh, hi, Voya. Hello, Stunner. Thank you for being here. Sorry I didn't notice earlier, but I hope you're having a beautiful day. But I am the boss today, so you get no say. A tyrant! Duh! In that case, abhorrent manners aside, I will see you two after work.
Yes, I get to decide my after hours, right?
Yes, because I am not actually a tyrant.
Doubtful.
You're a tsundere, not a tyrant. As Kame was about to make his exit, I realized there was something I was still dying to know. Oh, by the way, if y'all are watching on YouTube right now, Voya is also a content creator stunner and has a awesome YouTube channel where she plays Otome games and other types of visual novels, not just Otome. Lots of visual novels. And yeah, she's a lot of fun. Check her out. As Kame was about to make his exit, I realized there was something I was still dying to know. Before you go, Kame, I want to ask what happened to that man? Ah, he's fallen into the pit. The receptionist here will be sorting out his duration and punishment logistics in the meanwhile. Best you not worry too much. I really do hate to be abrupt, but there is some work I need to do. Goodbye, Aina.
Hell is scary.
It is indeed, isn't it? He said goodbye to Aina and not to Aureus. I noticed that. Yes.
To see someone meet their fate right before my eyes was terrifying. Is this what my friend felt, seeing me when I had been executed? I shuddered.
A bit too much?
Yeah.
I think that is enough for today, then.
Don't I have to learn to do hellish things? Throwing people into pits, doing paperwork.
It can wait another day. I might get in trouble for overworking the new recruit. He rapped on my head, in what I assumed would be the closest thing to an affectionate gesture I would receive from him. It did reassure me, though. He was looking out for my well-being. It just happened to be in the most asshole way possible. I was used to being spoiled by Felix. With all the smiles and adoration, this just was a different way of friendship that I would have to get used to.
Or so I assume. I might just be inventing this one-way friendship in my head. That was neither here nor there, right? I was in the midst of my training and had to learn the ropes as quickly as I could. So, when can we go to heaven?
Ah, it might be best if we do not go, for the time being.
Why not?
They do not like you very much, so you are not allowed there. Oh, that would be a good reason. And the truth comes out.
Why? That's not fair.
Is it not?
You're right.
It was entirely fair. I was just upset about it. Y'all, we have magical amnesia, okay? Do they not like us in heaven because of what we did on Earth or what we did since we've been in purgatory? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm clueless.
All things considered, I'd be lucky if I even saw the gates of heaven from a distance today. Someday.
Also, MC is clueless because she's constantly like, huh? What? Why? To be fair, she does have magical amnesia, okay? And she died 300 years ago, so she's kind of out of touch. You weren't missing much. Come on, around at Kame's is better anyway.
You know, you can be nice after all.
He glared at me. Don't get too comfortable. I deflated after being rebuked, but stuck close to him all the same. The experience had worn me out more than I expected, and he was the only familiar face I had. On our way back, while I didn't need to hold his hand again, he held it out for me without a word. Aw, he's actually quite sweet. Looks like the others aren't ready yet.
I suppose not.
I brought out my car today since I figured this might happen. I can drive you home. I wondered how much of this Aries had accounted for, and what made him still decide to go through with it. I couldn't tell if he was considerate or not. He seemed to be the type to charge ahead and try to patch up the consequences later.
It's hard to keep up with him.
You can rest up before we hang at Kames.
Shouldn't I get some work done?
No, let's get you home for now.
Thank you. You know, you can be...
Don't.
Ugh. There just was no use trying to be his friend. It was all one-sided after all. Never mind, you're just mean.
Good. Get it into your head. I can see why he did not drive often. He was like a monster behind the wheel. It was like they released a demon from hell in the form of Aries and unleashed him onto this realm. Whatever fears had been alleviated swiftly returned as I dug my fingers deep into the seat. I did not realize that driving could be so loud. He has road rage, doesn't he? He totally does. It was like he was unleashing whatever frustrations he had onto the road.
You're a very rough driver.
You want to try doing it yourself?
No, thank you. As terrible as his driving was, I could rather take my chances with him.
It is still better to learn, but I will not be your teacher.
I should hope not. I think you'd be yelling at me more than teaching me. I think I would actually cry.
Because you would probably deserve it.
A good teacher is patient.
I never claimed to be a good teacher. I crossed my arms and decided that pursuing conversation with him was pointless. I was so irritated that I had forgotten. The scene in hell that I had witnessed. Was he riling me up on purpose to make me forget about it? This was the same man who had thrown me into a training simulation with a very pointy weapon and no instructions. He was just a very prickly man, wasn't he? He's a tsundere girl. I'd been dropped off as promised and was now soaking in the tub. Sayir had showed me all the different types of bath products he purchased for me, and I had fun combining the different scents. Wow, Sayir got us bath bombs. How wonderful. Where'd you get that? Did you go to Bath & Body Works? Did you go to Bed Bath & Beyond? That's more furniture, isn't it? I can't remember. Although they were starting to make me sleepy. Just as I was about to drown in my own bathtub, I heard a knock at the door at the same time as I heard my phone ping. You home? Coming! I scrambled to put some clothes on and scampered to the door. As droplets were left behind in my mad dash to greet my guests, it probably would be better for me to tie back my hair so that it wouldn't soak my shirt, but I didn't find anything to do that with. We need a hair tie. The guys were all at my door, even Aries, although he was at the back like usual. They blinked at me, probably taking in my haphazard appearance. Zafan was softly blushing. What was going through his head? Is it because you're soaking wet? You just said you didn't dry off very well. They're like, girl came out of the bath in a wet shirt. Girl. What are you guys doing here? Aurea said you wouldn't stop crying. Aurea said you couldn't stop crying. So we decided we'd just spend some time here with you. I was not crying, Aureus. He looked back at me with a smug grin. They're so sweet. They all just want an excuse to hang out with me. They all just want to comfort me. They love me. I wanted nothing more than to smack his little smirk off of his face, but given that this was not the best place for it. Oh, was he winding us up? Wow. Looks like you do care after all. I smiled back towards Aureus with a little smile. Maybe teasing him back might be my method of revenge. I stepped aside so all of the boys could file in, and my home suddenly became a lot warmer. They're the idiots who dragged me here. Whatever makes you feel better, Aries. No one likes a tsundere, Aries. That's not true, actually, Stefan. I love a tsundere. What the flip is that? You know what it is. Psh, so uncultured. Of course, Stefan would know what a tsundere is.
We have brought you hot cocoa. I shall prepare some for all of us to share this evening.
We've got some groceries, too. And we're going to teach you to use your appliances this week. You haven't tried it yourself yet, right? Kame walked into the kitchen, inspecting the surroundings as he tapped his chin. Well, nothing appears to be broken, so...
I'm offended that you think of me to be so reckless. I throw one watch, and you paint me as a crazed, destructive woman. Unbelievable.
Hey, I think that just makes you more fun to be around. The rest of these guys are boring stick in the muds. I find that I'm very interesting. He looked around for affirmation, and all eyes darted away. I gave him an encouraging nod out of pity, and he brightened up. To be fair, the concept of an angel was genuinely interesting to me. These men were too used to this strange world. I'll put on a movie for us. Say here, go get some blankets. Ina, you don't mind if we stay in, right?
Not at all. I appreciate the company, even Aries.
I'm flattered. He was dry as ever, yet we all still laughed. It was a start to a very cozy evening after a very long day. For the first time, or as far as I could recall, I felt lucky. You didn't start steaming. You did hiss, though. That's close enough. Like I had finally found something that could be akin to my family. Reapers are unattached.
Kame had said that, but I could still dare to hope, right?
You can always dream. A girl can dream. Chapter 3. In the blink of an eye, a week had already passed. My training alternated between each of the Reapers. I would train in the morning to go to lunch with some of the guys or Lilia when they were too busy. In the afternoon, they taught me the process of the reapings, but I had yet to actually witness one. Well, except for Kame, tossing that man into hell. It was like an uncomfortable, intrusive thought that forced an unpleasant itch in my throat whenever I recalled it. But one I needed to get used to, and fast, since I'd be going to see my first execution today. Wait, not execution, but, accompaniment. To the other side, what's it called?
How are you feeling?
Fine! Totally fine!
I felt like I had swallowed a net full of butterflies and was struggling to keep them contained in my throat.
You sound anything but fine. I can't blame you.
The scenery around us was so beautiful, but we had such a sad task ahead of us. I think Valefar could tell I was dragging my feet, even though he had long strides. He slowed his pace for my sake. Of course, even if my stamina was now stronger than ever, it was my heart that lay heavy in my chest. Even in death, it was perhaps my greatest burden. I wanted to be more rational than emotional, but I found I'd wanted to give way to the latter more often.
Have you read the file for this case?
I have not. Kame said it was particularly tragic, so I was afraid to.
Considering I had a tragic end myself, I should be a bit more prepared for such matters by now, but I was told by our companion today would be a child. There were some things I think one could never be used to.
It is a sad tale. Are you sure you don't wish to know now to prepare yourself?
He stopped walking and turned fully to face me. Concern, along with pity, was reflected in his eyes, and I couldn't bear to look into them any longer.
All right, tell me.
He regarded me for a little longer. but began to walk ahead again while speaking.
Timmy grew ill one day. His parents are from a rural area, not well educated, but desperate for their child to grow better. So they handed him a quack that fed him nothing but water, disguised as medicine.
No! I gasped, outraged. A rage I had long quelled rose up inside me again. I bit the inside of my cheek and focused on my steps.
He was doing this to many families, to patients of all ages. How he got away with this, I have no idea.
My gosh. Bribery? I offered this with naught but contempt. Valefar shared a sigh of disgust with me, and ran a hand through his hair.
Most likely, I'm afraid. The man had lined his pockets well enough. While stealing from helpless families, naturally most of the patients withered away. His entire operation would move from town to town.
He made his patients starve to death. That's horrible. My jaw clenched tightly as my fingernails dug into the flesh of my palm. I could picture this happening all too clearly in my head. I wish I knew that this tale was beyond belief, but I know better. And did none of the workers say anything?
They did not.
How despicable. I suppose they suffered from absolute poverty as well. Therefore, should anything happen to their own. What would happen to me, my family? Suppose that's why it's easy for others to watch someone suffer. I've never been in that position, though, so I have no right to say anything. Still, I just can't imagine letting such an atrocity happen before my eyes. I apologize. This isn't directed toward you.
I do not mind, although it should be directed at me.
He added this so quietly, I figured I wasn't meant to respond. Valefar, how do I approach Timmy?
Talk to him gently.
How? Hello, you're dead now. Come with us. Ugh, I feel dreadful even thinking those words. I feel Aries would do something like that.
Even he has some tact. I shall be with you the entire time. Do not worry. If you have any reservations, look to me and I shall assist.
Does it ever get easier, telling someone they've passed?
Only when you're taking them to heaven. He sighed softly, searching for the right words to say, and then looked up. I followed his gaze. The sky was as bright and blue as ever. Despite the tragedy that has occurred, nothing marred the beauty around us.
Lucky for us, it is a beautiful day.
That only makes it sadder.
No, you'll have a beautiful departure.
He nudged the small of my back gently, and I dragged my feet toward the little mousy-haired boy now in front of us. He couldn't be any older than 9. He looked hale and hearty, though. I suppose the body must be restored in death. Taking a deep breath, I crouched down to his level and then tapped his shoulder. With a start, he turned around, but smiled brightly when he noticed me. Hello there, friend. Hi, who are you? My name is Ina, and you are? My name is Timothy, but I like it when people call me Timmy. Well, little Timmy, we have a trip to take together. Where are we going? Can I just say heaven outright? I can't, right? It sounds like a scam.
You like puppies and ponies?
I like cats.
Where we are going, you can play with lots of them.
That also sounds like a scam, but it worked. The child brightened up and rocked back and forth on his feet. Really? Of course. I looked at Valefar for confirmation that there would actually be cats, and he nodded. But my parents. His little fists balled up at his sides, and he swallowed. I'm finally back home, but I can't talk to them. His eyes glistened and his voice shook. Telltale signs that one was about to break down in tears. Although the one in question might have been me first.
Are they ignoring me because they're mad at me for getting sick and causing trouble? He pointed to the distance, where a crying couple huddled together all by themselves. The husband was holding up the wife, who clutched onto his shirt, her fingers twisted into the fabric as she agonized over the loss of her son. Mama! Papa! But of course, they could never hear him again. They're not ignoring you. You didn't cause them trouble. You're just somewhere far away from them. I wanted nothing more than to comfort him. But what could I even say? I held out my arms to hug Timmy. While he didn't push me away, he didn't move forward. But I'm right here! He put his little arms around my shoulders, his own small ones shaking, and buried his face into my arm. Hiccups that would only be heard by the three of us broke the peaceful air around us. Daggers scraped against my heart. I knew this would be the scene I could never be forgotten. We stayed like that for a while, as my mind searched for words to tell him what had happened. It's like a fairy tale. They can't see you anymore, or hear you, or touch you. But you'll meet again one day. You're just on two different sides of the same world. What do you mean? You know how when people turn into stars when they... Goodness, I couldn't do this. I aimed a pleading gaze towards Valefar when Timmy saved us both from having to say anything more. Oh, I see. I'm dead, aren't I? His voice was as soft as his footsteps, tiny crunches on the grass as he walked out of my arms and turned around. I stood up and rested a hand on his shoulder. The atmosphere was forlorn, and it was as though I had lost my own family for a second time.
You're a clever child, Timmy.
I remember being really, really tired and hungry. I remember wanting Mama's stew. And then I woke up here. I was waiting for a while, and then Mama and Papa came. I had so much to tell them. I really wanted to get better, but I just got more sleepy every day. I'm a ghost right now, right? Do you think I can haunt the bad man? Although I did not condone lying, I felt that this situation called for it. I do wish he could do a little haunting, but I don't want him to turn into an evil being. I wonder if I could haunt them in his place. You're not a ghost, Timmy. Just a kind spirit, ready to go to heaven. You can meet your parents again there one day. I looked at Valefar, hoping it was okay to say so.
It won't be too long of a wait, Timmy. You can tell them everything again soon.
I don't want them to come fast. That means they died too, right? I hope they can be happy with my little sisters. I'm really patient. That you are. But do you think I can go take one last look at my Mama and Papa?
Of course. We will be here, waiting for you.
I won't take long. He scurried away, and I realized that the grass did not fold under his feet at all. He could never play again. No longer could he enjoy the beauty of the planet, only its grievances.
We should leave him be for a while. Let him make his final farewells and be at peace.
It's so sad.
He is a strong child.
Yes, stronger than I am.
Are you all right? Do you need to return home?
I can make it.
I'm so sorry for bringing you here. And nonetheless, thank you for coming. This would have been difficult without you.
His hand shook a little, but he placed a broad hand on my head, and I welcomed the warmth. Head pats. His strokes were gentle against my hair. With each caress, I felt the pangs in my heart dull just a little. You're just saying that. I felt like a mess. I still feel like a mess.
I would have stopped you if I thought that was the case. Do you think I'd let you break a child's heart?
You mean even more than I already have? Girl, you didn't break his heart, you helped him.
You were very kind, Aina.
The poor child.
As I said those words, I could feel my sadness transforming into something darker.
I want to burn down those sham hospitals.
Truly.
He sighed and pat my shoulder, while I was wondering where one could buy supplies to do such a thing.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, such despicable people. I can't bear it. How can they get away with this?
Yeah, I understand exactly how you feel, but we can't do anything of that sort.
Why? Because it's a sin?
Because it is not our place. You and me, we guide people to their destinations after death. We are not allowed to interfere.
I'm not interfering. I'm just making the world a better place.
What happens after you burn it down? How many people would die?
They let that child suffer. What does it matter? If I have to serve my sentence here because I enabled my friend, then why should those people live? They enabled a child to die. What's the difference? They have circumstances. So did I, but I'm still here, aren't I?
No matter what I did, this was my life now. No matter what happened, I was fated to execution, and now punishment.
Listen. When I tell you we cannot, I mean that we are powerless. If beings like you and I step out of bounds, the consequences will be dire, not only for you and I, but for all the others as well.
Is there nothing I can do?
These people have innocent families, families that cannot survive without the people you wish to harm. Sometimes we can't do anything.
I hate it.
I know. I do as well.
But I'll make a strong recommendation that they all go to hell when the time comes, unless their souls were collected already, which is one of the reasons why we cannot interfere with the things that have already passed.
I don't understand why this child had to wait longer than those that have wronged him.
Because the best souls are the ones that bear the most patience. It is the evildoers we must punish quickly.
I suppose.
I didn't wish to speak any longer. I wasn't angry at Valefar. I was angry at the world, and myself for still not being able to do anything. In life, I was trying to do work towards something better. But in death, my only role was to be a witness and a facilitator. While I had been enjoying my time here, I remember now that this was a punishment for me. How did everyone else live like this the rest of the time? Why did Valefar volunteer for this?
How can you willingly do this job?
He took a sharp intake of breath. His usually smooth face quirked in surprise. It was a bold question, and the silence that followed me had me expected to be reprimanded. But instead, he answered with patience and a melancholic air that almost made me regret asking.
Because I'd rather be here than live amongst the people who commit such terrible acts.
I didn't understand it, but I would keep these feelings to myself. I didn't know how much time had passed. Valefar continued to give me his silent solace. The young boy finally returned and smiled, simply as if he was saying goodbye before going to school for the day. I prayed that time would pass in a blink for him, so that he could be with his family that much faster.
Are you ready to come with us?
While trying not to burst into tears, I held out a hand for him to take. His little fingers curled against mine, and it only carved out deeper holes into my heart. I was allowed to see just the outskirts of heaven. They wouldn't allow me into the reception area. I was allowed up to the walkway before the guard pointed a spear in my direction.
My apologies.
That was rather rude. I'm just doing my job.
My job would be easier if they let me in.
The guard said nothing.
You can go wait in the lounge for me. I'll show you how to submit your report. It is quite simple. Technology really is a marvel.
I see. Well, little Timmy, I wish we had met under better circumstances. You are a kind child. May heaven grant you what our home could not. You too, nice lady. Will I see you again? Who knows? Maybe you might. Although they won't let me in here, so maybe you can visit me one day.
You don't want to visit her. He smiled brightly and shook my hand heartily.
It's been a while since I got to talk to someone like this. Thanks for bringing me here. I'll name one of the cats after you. I'm truly honored.
Oh. It was all I could say before my throat clogged up. The waterworks really were coming. I bid goodbye with one last shaky wave and scurried back to the office. How sad. I hid my face until I made it here. The door slammed a bit too loudly behind me, but I didn't care, as long as no one had noticed. I sank into the couch and buried my face into the softest-looking cushion laying beside me. I hate this! I realized that complaining into a pillow is not the most professional thing to do. But most professions didn't involve that much emotional damage, did they? The complaining didn't seem to help much. Maybe I'll get some fresh air. Now that I knew how to work my device, I could come back quickly if Valefar was looking for me. I hope no one sees me. I wanted to be by myself for a while. I was embarrassed about how strongly I felt and how poorly probably looked. I knew they'd all be kind and try to comfort me, but that just made me feel worse. I felt like I relied too much on these men. I started walking out on my own, but I don't know where I am. I figured I could retrace my steps, but I had no idea of little else. Instead of feeling anxious, though, I yearned to explore the place more. It was a bit quiet, not having anyone to guide me today. Nonetheless, I enjoyed the freedom I had from my little excursion. Since my phone had yet to ping, I kept wandering further than I had intended to. The streets were similar to the ones in the modern world. I had seen some of these views from the car every day, but it was the first time I walked here myself. Ah, kitty! There was a little cat in front of me. How precious! Look at that cat. Oh, that's a big cat. It looks like a giant cat. A giant cat! Here, let me pet you. It gave me a scornful look and traipsed into the alleyway. Come back, just one pet. I followed after it quickly and crouched down. My skirt really needs a good wash after today. I felt a little stupid, but I hopped forward as the cat continued to saunter into the shadows. Come here! I wiggled my fingers in what I hoped was an inviting gesture. Inviting to get chomped at this rate.
Who are you? Why are you here?
Oh my god! Is the cat speaking? Ah!
I fell right onto my bottom in shock.
Why are you yelling?
Ah! There's like yelling everywhere. I looked up to see that it was indeed a person speaking instead of a cat. Shit, I didn't think anyone would be here but the cat. For the record, I normally would never go into dark alleys alone, but I figured there would be no harm here. Listen, girl, you should never go into dark alleys in Otome games. You want to know why? Because that's where you get shanked, okay? All right? That's where you get shanked every time. It's a dark alley, and somebody comes out, and half the time, it's a love interest. Y'all, I'm playing a lot of Pio Fiore. Also, cat. Why are you? Where did the kitty go?
A bored meow rang out from behind the frightened man. Meow!
Kitty! Come here.
That's what I say every time I see a kitty. Kitty! The little brat padded up to me finally, and I gingerly scratched behind its ear. So soft! The fur under my fingers was unbelievably soft, and its warmth called for my hand to continue giving it scritches. This is just what I had needed after the emotional damage. It was therapeutic. Yep, petting a kitty cat. Can I take it home? Aren't you a good girl? A good boy? I took his silence as confirmation. Why are you letting her pet you?
You should leave, right now.
Perhaps he was attempting to be threatening, but I just wanted to pinch his cheeks. This man is not going to appreciate that very much. Okay, I could tell already. He's like, how dare you treat me like a child? I'm not cute, but you are cute. He stomped his foot for good measure, and I averted my face to hide a giggle. Do I hear the cat filter? No, the cat filter isn't working. But I have bananas still, and I can meow like that.
Meow. Meow.
But what you heard earlier was just natural Rue voice making cat sounds. Yeah, the banana works. Banana cat. Why should I? This is our alley. Exactly. I'm naturally good at cat sounds. You own this alley? It appears to be public property. Did Stasis have a homelessness problem? I had naively assumed that all beings here would be taken care of. He seemed much too old to be a teen with a rebellious streak. What's his kitty's name? It's, it's just Kitty. I'll call you Mr. Kitty. Meow. It seemed favorable enough for him to leap up onto my shoulder. Oh! Ah, you're lighter than I thought you would be. Or maybe I'm stronger as a reaper now. Were you a human before? His eyes shifted from one side to the other as he spoke, and he kept his arms around himself, but his eyes trained on my face. Why are you so nervous, sir? He was like a kitten himself, feral and unsure whether to trust me. I think I'm pretty trustworthy, though. Well? That's right. I recently became a Reaper. Oh? He nodded as though something dawned on him. Initially, it felt as though he was trying to be aggressive, but now I could see curiosity in his eyes. I guess he's very cat-like himself. Do you like it, being a Reaper? The question was a punch to the gut. I thought I did. That was before I actually had to do any Reaper work. What did I expect? That I'd get to train, eat good food, and hang out with the guys every day? I could understand why the people around me were so jaded. I should be too, considering everything that brought me here. It was probably just a casual question. I had the need to offload my feelings, though, and this bristling stranger would have to deal with them. The girl's just gonna be like, let me just word vomit all over this guy, who I don't know, who's a total stranger. Girl, maybe you should not offload your feelings onto him. You just met him, okay? You don't need to, like, trauma dump on complete strangers. I hate bearing witness to tragedy. I hate being unable to do anything. I hate that my hands are tied, and I'm told that this is just how it is. It feels similar to my human life. He pondered this for some time and scratched his chin.
To my surprise, he perched on a dusty crate, and the cat leapt from my shoulder and onto his head. How so?
Well, today I had my first reaping. I had to take a little boy to heaven.
Isn't it good he went to heaven?
Yes, but he shouldn't have died in the first place. I wanted to punish the horrible people who did that to him, but I can't, and I hate it. Sorry for unloading all this on you.
It's best you forget about that kind of thing. His brows furrowed in earnest concern, and something dark passed over his eyes. The stranger's words were spoken in an unexpectedly sage-like manner.
It won't do you any good to think about it. Go back to where you came from.
With a melancholy sigh, he waved me off.
I can't, I died.
I huffed at the man, and he returned a frustrated sputter. Both of us had our hands on our hips, while Mr. Kitty sat in the middle and looked at both of us to and fro. If anyone were to walk in here, we would look utterly ridiculous.
I mean, just go back to your Reaper friends. Live like they tell you to. Don't ask too many questions.
See, girl, you didn't need to go trauma dumping on complete strangers. The urgent tone piqued my curiosity. What had happened to this guy?
What about you? Why are you here? Are you a Reaper? A human?
I peered into his face, trying to get a read on him. He flinched and hopped off of his seat, shoes thudding as they hit the crates.
I'm someone that you should forget about. Don't tell anyone about me. Please.
He mumbled the last bit, his cheeks still flushed pink. Then he whipped around and waggled his finger in what I presumed meant to be a threatening gesture. I poked his finger with mine, and he glared, no, pouted.
I can't take him seriously, he's too cute.
I mean it. I do, okay?
Why not? My friends are nice.
He squinted at me with a look that read, "Are you serious? How long have you been a Reaper again?" I felt a bit embarrassed to answer, and so decided to stare fixedly at my shoes while the cat batted at my heel. Oh, kitty cats, you gotta love the cats.
A week.
You met them only a week ago. The guy's a bad therapist. Exactly. We're just gonna tell this guy all of our business. A complete stranger. And guess what? He's not the right person to tell all of our junk to, okay?
But Kame and the rest are really kind.
Now you're gonna name drop all of them? Girl, how do you know you should trust him with all this information? He could be non-trustworthy. You don't know? He could be a problem. This girl. He flinched once I said Kame. Did they have bad blood? Look, I don't get along with Reapers.
I know an angel too.
This girl is telling him everything. She's telling this complete stranger all her business, everything about her job, who she hangs out with. She doesn't know this man. How do you know you can trust him, girl?
Damn, okay. I don't get along with anyone. So please, just let me be.
And
You really are so nitpicky.
He's begging you. Girl, he's begging you to leave him alone. And you won't stop. You just... Girl, why? You're sneaking this stream in at work. Yes, excellent, Milky. Yes, tentacles.
Am I really?
Yes, it's our little secret. Exactly. Oh God, was I being like Aries? I need to spend less time around him. Girl, you're not Aries doesn't spill the beans to everybody. Okay, he's a tsundere. You are just being dense and not figuring out. Listen, girl, you need to read the room. That's what your problem is. You're not reading the room. I guess this is my cue to leave this guy and his cat to the alley. Real. I think he should be grateful to have a visitor, though. It seems lonely here. All right. It was nice to meet you.
Lucian.
For someone so on guard, he revealed that too easily. It must be a fake name. Not that there's any point arguing with him. Lucian, I'm Ina. I curtsied, and he shuffled his foot awkwardly, unsure whether to return the gesture or not. I think that the itch.io page for this game said that Lucian is a stretch goal, so I think that means he's a stretch goal for a love interest. He's not one of the main love interests currently, so right now he's an undateable side dish. He decided against it and settled for a friendly nod. We had come a long way from yelling at each other in just one meeting. Just one meeting. Be careful, Ina. I'll do my best. See you, Lucian and Mr. Kitty. You love that tentacle monster. It is creative, I'll give you that. I bent down for one last scritch and decided to meander back to work before they noticed my absence.
What do you mean, see you? Hey, come back! Or don't. No, don't come back.
Never come back, please! Oh my gosh! Valefar still hadn't called, and I grew worried. Did something happen to delay him for so long? Perhaps I should have stayed with him, although I didn't think anything could go awry in such a holy place. Just as I was about to call him, he rang my phone. Speak of the devil, Reaper. He didn't call us for a hot minute, and we're already so concerned and worried about him. Oh my gosh, Valefar, don't ghost me. Valefar, are you all right?
Sorry for keeping you waiting so long. I was called away urgently to take care of something, but I can't seem to find you.
Oh, you're looking for me. Oh, I had gone out for a walk. I'll be right back. Oh no, will I get into trouble? They'll let me have lunch even if I get in trouble, right? Despite the flutter of excitement in my tummy from meeting a new person, my appetite had returned. With a lot to think about, and a new secret in my heart, I hurried back to work in hopes that there would be food left for me. There they are! Hi, boys! So, that was the first time you'd gone out on your own. I was not good at keeping secrets. I was sweating like a sinner in church. Thankfully not literally, but I might as well have been soaked in sweat. Unfortunately, these damned men were shrewd, perceptive to a fault. Nary a twitch of my finger nor a jerk of my leg went unnoticed. I decided to sit on my hands, which perhaps only made it worse. I wanted some fresh air. By the time I had returned to the office, caught up with Valefar and submitted my report, technology was still more difficult than expected. It had been time to return. The others were quite shocked that I had made my own excursion, considering how nervous I had been since my arrival, and I had been fielding their questions until now.
You went quite a way for fresh air.
I needed a lot of fresh air.
What was he, an inquisitor? I was sitting in the armchair, which made it easier for the men to interrogate me from either side. Despite sitting on the most lush of cushions, their eagle eyes made me squirm uncomfortably. I was prey, caught in their trap. I couldn't bear to look at them, but that would only make me appear all the more guilty. Did something happen while you were gone? You should have called one of us to go with you. I didn't want to keep bothering you all. I looked around, seeking a lifeline, and Valefar came to my rescue. Thank you, Valefar. Though he quirked an inquisitive eyebrow, he mercifully did not question me further. Sayer was none the wiser to my dilemma, lost in his thoughts as usual.
The first reaping isn't easy, and I took her for a particularly difficult one.
It is my responsibility to ease you into this life, and I failed you. Oh, don't be ridiculous. She has to know what it's like.
Aries is right, as much as I hate to say it.
Excuse me? What's wrong with admitting I'm right? His eyes bore into the top of my skull, and I cleared my throat before continuing, and successfully ignoring his offended scoff.
You didn't fail me.
Sayer shook his head and pursed his lips in a rare show of reproach. There is no point in throwing her to the fire.
Well, Aureus threw me to the fire the first day.
I grinned at him, and Aureus rolled his eyes. His eyes were going to get stuck like that one day.
For the last time, I was not sending you to hell. Let it go.
I stuck my tongue out at him. Forgive me. I had seen you run past me, but I wasn't able to come find you right away.
No, Sayer, I was being silly.
You must have been really shaken.
The first reaping isn't easy, and I took her for a particularly difficult one. While he was always so resolute, he slumped his head against his hand and sighed heavily. Don't blame yourself, okay? I needed to have trial by fire. That's how you learn faster, you know? You learn on the job sometimes. That's what happened. His usual repose slipped into something a little more vulnerable. Even someone like Valefar could be tired, and it was my fault. In any case, it was learning experience. I figured you would be the best partner to have for her first time. I still believe in that. And, Aina, not all deaths are sad.
Really?
There are many people who are content to die. Welcome it even, after a long and fulfilling life. Those are the best.
The best deaths?
Of course. Some of those happy people also go to hell. Bad people also die happy. He pointed this out quite proudly. Zafan reached over and shook him, and the poor angel was left looking bewildered. He's like, what? I was just being helpful. What? Sayer.
Sayer.
And you all call me tactless. Sadly true, some very bad people are way too happy. It is true, Milky. Oh, Sayer. While they scolded him, I burst into laughter. I doubled over and couldn't stop giggling. Tears of mirth fell from my eyes. I didn't have to look to see that they thought that I'd gone mad. Perhaps I had. But Sayer's innocent bluntness was just what I needed to relieve the coil of stress that weighed down my gut. What did I say? Zafan joined in my chuckles, and the room filled with laughter, even from Aureus. We're all laughing together. Bad people die happy, but they go to hell right after. I do not understand. Why are you all laughing?
You're so cute, Sayer.
Sayer beamed. He's not cute, he's just stupid.
No need to be so sour.
Aw, are you jealous?
Shut up.
Well then, if you're going to be so immature, I won't talk to you. Anyways, Valefar, what did you have to go and do? I realize I haven't been able to ask you yet.
I cut off Aureus before he could retort. It felt good. Ah, I had called him in for a favor.
What's the favor for?
My, you're quite tenacious.
No, thank you.
I put a hand to my cheek, pleased by his compliment. Ah, tell me more about how awesome I am. That means you need to mind your own business. Oh, I think it means you need to mind your business, Aureus. How about that? Now, Aureus, it's nothing so secretive. I just think today isn't a good time to tell you, that's all. Oh, yes. She'll be frightened if you tell her about the malevolence. Sayer! Sayer's on a roll today, y'all. He's got hoof and mouth disease.
My word, you cannot keep a secret in the world.
Apparently not. No secrets were kept by Sayer. He is a pure boy. Leave him alone. Thank you, Sayer. I whispered and winked at him, and he flushed happily, obviously blithe to the glares pointed his way. So gone. What are the malevolence? Came, shared a look with each of the others, took a sip from his glass. I noted it was a purple drink today, and finally looked back at me. I shall give you the short of it. Would that do? Yes, please. I nodded eagerly. Don't come crying to us should you have nightmares.
You can come to me.
Of course. Zafan is like, I'll protect you, okay? I'll comfort you. Oh, but I can. Ouch! While Aureus, Zafan, and Sayer had their little tiff, I turned my full attention to Kame. They are spirits that are malcontent.
They are beings that are dangerous, that need to be taken down quickly.
We've been seeing them more frequently. Therefore, we need to eliminate them before they hurt you, or anyone else. Oh, that does sound scary. We have a handle on it, although you mustn't slack on your training. Yes, I'd like to take a break and let you do some of the heavy lifting. I shall make no promises. May I have another refill, Kame?
Any time. May your dreams remain as sweet as this drink.
What are you drinking, by the way? Well, I smiled. I didn't realize that what I had yet to have a single dream since I had arrived. I haven't dreamt at all since I've been here. But I have a lot on my plate. After all, I had to power up and learn to beat up the evil spirits. Before they could eat me, so that I could be a bigger help. The next few days had gone as normal. Well, as normal as they could as I adjusted to a supernatural world. I had gone on reapings with each of these guys, but one day I found myself one lunch break without anyone to share it with. Even Lilia had gone off somewhere, and I assumed it was the human world for boba. I still need to get some boba and try it out for the first time. I wish she invited me. I hope she brings me back something at least. I thought going to the human world was only for special occasions. She had been the one to teach me otherwise. Frequently she came like a whirlwind and whisked me away for some treat or other. You went and got crepes? Oh my gosh, I want to get crepes now too. I need crepes and boba real. At first I was afraid she wouldn't like me much, but she treated me like an old friend. You know what? A lot of times when I play Otome games, they talk about food. I get super hungry and feel like I have to eat that food. So very often I will go out and eat food just because I saw it in an Otome game. It was nice being with another girl. I found myself thinking, but today even her desk was empty. Maybe I can take another walk by myself. I had bought 2 sandwiches from the canteen. There was one person I thought I could share lunch with, and had made my purchase with him in the mind. Although I suspected my company wouldn't be very welcome. Is it that one stranger guy that we still don't know his name? Or do we? Oh yeah, he told us his name, Lucian. Is it Lucian? Are you gonna go bother Lucian again? Girl, he doesn't want you to bother him, okay? He doesn't want you to bring him lunch. I knew it. While he said he owned the alley, I didn't think he meant it. This girl is a raging extrovert, okay? She hates being alone. If she's alone, she will go out of her way to find somebody to be with. Yeah, exactly. I want boba too, even though I've never had it before. But everybody's talking about how delicious it is, and I need some. He was there again. Was he what they called a delinquent? And even more welcome sight was his little cat. Mr. Kitty! I reached out a hand for him to sniff, and he muzzled against my palm immediately. Lucian stared at us in disbelief. You again? Hello to you too. I thought I told you to go back to your reapers. I did, and I came back here today. I even got you lunch. I handed one of the sandwiches to Lucian and took some turkey out of mine for the cat to take. He wriggled his nose after finishing his portion and jumping up to take a bite out of Lucian's sandwich. Yeah, one time I was eating a sandwich and the cat, my childhood cat, came up behind me, and I was like sitting here eating the sandwich. The cat started eating the meat from the other side of the sandwich, stealing my sandwich, essentially. That cat. Hey, this one is mine. The cat hissed at him, and Lucian begrudgingly gave him some more. Lady and the Tramp with a cat. That's exactly what it was, Milky. Exactly what it was. Yeah. You can have some from me. I tore off a part of my sandwich, and Mr. Kitty stole the piece in one bite. Wow, you really enjoy this, huh? I shall bring more with me next time. Next time? He spoke mid-bite, and his words were all muffled, his cheeks puffed out cutely like a chipmunk. She's all like, he's so cute, this guy, he's adorable. The desire to poke his cheeks grew more intensely by the day. Who said you could come back? But you took my offering. Why can't I come? Don't you have your own friends? I can always make more. Yep, she's definitely an extrovert. Well, I didn't accept it. But you accepted the sandwich.
I can cough it back up.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You can keep it. So he had said, but he just couldn't resist taking another bite of the sandwich. Since then, I'd come by to visit whenever I had a break. I felt guilty, of course. I hated keeping secrets from the people who had been caring for me. But Lucian had insisted I couldn't tell a single soul about him. And he was harmless to me, so what was one little secret? How do you know he's harmless to you, girl? How do you know this? You don't know this man. You don't know him. You don't know what he's capable of. You don't know who he is. You don't know what he's doing in the alley. You know nothing about him. How do you know he's not dangerous? With each visit over the next few weeks, I'd grown more and more comfortable in venting to him what I was afraid to burden the others with. This girl. MC. Oh my gosh. He's the guy, I just come to the alley and he just happens to be there all the time. I don't really know anything about him, but I go and I trauma dump on him every day. Every chance that I get. He hates it, but I do it anyway. How's reaping coming along? Still the bane of your existence? It's still not pleasant. I finally had to take someone to hell the other day. And how is that? Harder than I thought it would be. Earlier that week. So, we have to take someone to hell today? Guy's a real scumbag. Oh my. Truly awful. I'm the biggest hypocrite. I talk about burning down sham hospitals, but now that I have to toss a man myself into hell, I should be happy, but I want to throw up. You get to punish an evildoer today, and yet you look so upset. Doing something yourself feels much different. It does. He let out a long, withering sigh that held the weight of 1,000 burdens. The guy's been scamming the elderly, robbed his own family dry. He's probably the type to kick puppies And he's been the cause of many deaths through fraud. But he's never once been caught. The rich types like him never do.
Disgusting.
My blood boiled. He was no different than the nobility in my era.
I feel a little better about
The shrieks that I heard when I visited hell for the first time rang in my head again.
Has my resolve weakened since my death? I was threatening violence just the other day. Or does my empathy waver when I can't see the effects of the sinner myself?
As I was about to spiral into a moral crisis, I felt Kame's hand on my shoulder. We will be there by your side. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Or so I thought. The bastard was a runner, and chasing him around wasn't helping my patience any. I need to find out which one of my horses won.
You're dead. What does it matter?
You've already lost either way. And frankly, your odds were never good. This is why you've never held on to a fortune. That stopped the man in his tracks. As he raised an angry finger to jab at Kame, the three of us seized him.
Gotcha!
I was so thrilled to catch our target that I had momentarily forgotten what the next step was. So, wait, you hated not being able to punish the people who hurt that kid? I had explained the source of my struggle the last time I had come to visit him.
Right.
But now you're wavering because you have to do it yourself. If your friend had let you, would you really have blown up those sham hospitals? I twirled a strand of hair around my finger as I contemplated it. It wasn't too difficult imagining myself, armed with explosives, cackling in triumph in front of a pile of rubble.
I feel that I could have. Why? Is there something wrong with me?
I think you aren't as ruthless as you think you might be. I think you need something to strike you personally for you to go crazy, I guess.
I guess.
Thanks, that makes me sound selfish.
He shrugged. Well, you're realistic. At least you don't act like you're perfect. He nodded sagely and tapped his foot against the crate as he dissected my personality for me and offered his sage wisdom.
Which brings me back to what I said last time. But you don't seem like you're the type that listens.
No, we're definitely not. Just do your job. Don't think too hard about this kind of thing.
Easy for you to say.
He clicked his tongue, and his foot swung with a heavy thud against the box to show his irritation. You don't know the half of it. All jobs suck anyway. Real.
This one deals with life and death.
Technically just death.
Ugh. Anyway, did you make it to hell? Or did you go home?
Well,
during my visit in hell, after getting cursed out by the fellow in our custody, I had come to terms that it was my responsibility to bring him to his unfortunate fate.
So I have to put him in there.
That's right.
But
he was an absolute arse to you. Have you forgotten already? I can still hear you! Unhand me or else you will... For the last time, you're dead and you're going to hell. You really got some nerve threatening us. Kame groaned and let go of the man. He struggled in our grasp, but Safan wrapped a hand around his neck. While Kame opened up a door that seemed to lead nowhere, the man thrashed around harder. His eyes widened and his face contorted. The view that was invisible to us sent him into shivers.
Please just, accept your fate and come with us peacefully.
You want me to go to hell and to go quietly? Flip you, you little biatch. He spat in my face. No, he did, and he would regret it. I was seeing red. As I reeled back my fist to punch with all I had, Zafan and Kame beat me to it.
The man was on the floor, crushed under their feet. Yay, Milky, hooray! I added my heel to his gut for good measure and stomped down. We're all beating this guy up. Both his cheeks sported bruises. My only regret was neither of them were from me.
You've got a lot of fucking nerve!
Yeah, tell him. Good God. Zafan snarled. His anger was such a stark extreme to his usual jovial nature. A shiver ran down my spine. Man, this guy really got under everybody's skin. Like bad. I'm already going to hell. Can't get any worse. No, it can't. Think again.
Whatever horrors you can imagine, I will darken your nightmares until your very existence flickers out.
That served as the last warning the man would receive, before Kame delivered a swift and brutal kick that sent him flying into his peril. A tense silence passed between us until I cleared my throat.
I was supposed to do that, right?
I feel like that all escalated rather quickly. You can get the next one. Zafan, help her with the paperwork. I have someone to talk to. Without so much as a farewell, he marched off down a hallway that I'd never want to walk down myself. He can be scary. He is a demon, Kame is. Sorry for that. I must have scared you a little bit myself. A little, but you were standing up for me. And you just beat me to the punch. Literally, actually. Thank you, Zaf. I gave him a hug. That was more for my sake than him. I was spoiled by all the attention Felix had given me whenever I had been down. Even whenever I didn't admit my feelings, he always managed to get a read on them. I love leftovers, because leftovers are easy. Let's move a bit out of the way. Oh, sorry. Look, he's blushing. Hi, Zafan. I tried to let go, but he kept me caged and is very toned. This was an objective observation. Arms. Oh, toned arm. And let me settle down in a quiet corner. He was holding us. That got intense quickly. Comes with the whole hell thing, I suppose. You dating that Zafan dude? I choked on what was left of my sandwich. What?
Cuddling. In the middle of hell. Sounds romantic to me.
I love this sarcasm. No, I'm leaving. You're more defensive than I thought you'd be. He rubbed my back as I coughed. Though he acted like I was a thorn in his side, he warmed up a lot more after I fed him. We're starting to become friends, I suppose. Mr. Kitty was curled up against my feet, batting the strap of my boot boredly. I am not defensive. I did not appreciate the smug laugh Lucian shared with the cat. Well, find one of those guys to date and just forget everything else. All jobs suck. This one just sucks a bit more. You don't have a choice, so instead of driving yourself mad, just let it be. Easy for you to... That was the first time I'd received a genuine glare from him, and my voice refused to come out of my throat. You must have experience then. You have no idea. Well, my lunch break is almost over. I'll get going now. Don't come looking for me again. He said this every time. Then don't hang out in this alley. This is my alley. Are you a cat, sir? Meow. Okay, our alley. Sure, sure. What do you want me to bring you next time? Something from the human world? Why didn't we have boba in this world? I would have liked to talk to Sayer about this. Although Kame seemed to favor sweets the most out of the group, so he might be a more promising avenue to pursue. Kame likes sweets the most. How adorable. The demon with the horns likes sweets the most. If you want,
Although he tried to say no, his lip was quivering. How cute! I guess you're really going back to your boyfriend. Is Kame the one you're dating? He's trying to... Which one of those guys? What if I told you they're all my boyfriend? I'm not dating any of them. Plus, Kame's going to be away for the next few days. Listen, okay, today's boyfriend is Valefar. I think he's fighting evil spirits again. I'd offer to help, but I'd rather not, if I can help it. Mr. Kitty leapt up onto my shoulder and nuzzled my face. I'll come back to see you soon, don't worry. He meowed at Lucien, and I may have been hearing things, but it was quite authoritative for a meow. Could a cat issue commands? Oh, cats issue commands every time they meow. That's what they do. They're always bossing humans around. Of course, humans have always been at the mercy of cats. Yes. Maybe I was reading too much into this. You're going with her? Okay, maybe I wasn't crazy after all. Or maybe we both were. But if we're both crazy, are we both sane by default? This is the kind of question that would keep me up at night. Yep, you know for sure. Bossing always if you're a cat. The shock and subsequent betrayal was evident in his tone, ringing clear. Was the cat not friendly to others? My heart surged with pride and a sense of accomplishment. The cat meowed at him and smacked his tail against Lucien's face. All right, but you better behave while you're away. He said he wants to go with you for a few days. I don't know if it's the best idea. Do you speak cat, sir? Take Mr. Kitty, or ask Mr. Kitty to stay behind with Lucien. Oh no, we're taking Mr. Kitty. I'm not taking a cat. I want a cat, okay? Taking Mr. Kitty. Oh, I'll take good care of him. What does he like to eat? Anything you eat is fine with him, but don't give him cat food. He doesn't like it. But is it safe for him to eat whatever I do? Yeah, exactly. We're taking the cat. He's not like a cat in the human world. Anything is fine for him. You're not trying to get him sick, are you? He looked aghast at my accusation. What? No. He's annoying, but I don't want anything to happen to him. Mr. Kitty rolled his eyes. I don't know. Cats could do that. Cats can roll their eyes. And snuggled into my arms. Aww. I'm teasing. You'll still be in this alley, right? Yes. And that was all he said, before going to toss our sandwich wrappers away.
Ah, a cat! Where did you find this little one?
Sayre reached to pick up Mr. Kitty, but he hissed angrily at the poor angel. Sayre's shoulders fell in a sad slump, and I patted him with a free hand while petting the cat with the other. Sorry, I think he's wary of strangers. He quirked an eyebrow at my comment. Are you not a stranger to this cat, too? Well, I found him a few days ago. You've been having adventures without me. I wish we could have found it together. What I liked about Sayre was that he never grew suspicious, just a little pouty after being left out. How cute. Oh, Sayre, that's adorable. I'm sorry, Sayre. I was worried I'd get scolded, but he's so cute. I had to bring him home. I hope you will let me pet him soon. A low growl from Mr. Kitty indicated that that would not be happening anytime soon. Should we go and buy supplies for him? Supplies? But he can eat human food. Oh, well, he is still a cat. Does he not need some things? Mr. Kitty blinked at us, and I swear he side-eyed Sayre. I shall research it. He pulled out his watch and typed in, "What do you need for a mean cat?" He isn't mean. He's unkind to me. Meow!
All right, we'll need a brush. You know what? I suppose you have food handled. What about some pet... Ow! Hey!
The cat swiped at him.
I suppose he requires fine china as well. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
I couldn't tell if Sayer was being sarcastic or not. He only ever expressed displeasure when whining.
And little... Ouch!
And I didn't think his voice could grow that loud. Mr. Kitty finally managed to land a swipe on his arm, and had sunk in his teeth for good measure, too.
I suppose he doesn't require that either. In any case, I shall refrain from making any further suggestions.
The cat doesn't like you, Sayer. Just give it up. As I extricated Mr. Kitty away from Sayer, I saw that there was a faint tear in his clothing. Oh no! I'm so sorry, Sayer. I'll replace it. Nah, don't fret so, Aina. With a flex of his fingers, I saw a glow travel up his arm. Where he was bleeding moments ago under the torn fabric, his skin returned to its smooth self. The fabric had sewn itself back, as if there was never a split in the first place. Sorcery! You can heal! It comes with the job. He smiled and this enraged Mr. Kitty again. I held back the cat before he could pounce on Sayer's face this time. Well, I did not doubt his healing abilities. I imagined it still would hurt a good deal for his face to become shredded. I think the two of you should stay away from each other. Wise, as always. How about I leave him at my desk while I finish my work? I'm behind on my reports for the week. You've been only working for a week. You're behind already? Aries and Valefar had joined us out of thin air and startled me more than the cat.
I shall assist you. Worry not.
No.
Say you're taking on work voluntarily? It brings a tear to my eye. Never thought I'd live to see the day.
All these men offering to do my homework for me. He ruffled Sayer's hair affectionately, drawing out the angel's adorable pout.
You tease me far too much. I've always helped you with whatever you've asked of me.
What have I ever asked for?
You should ask me more then.
So where did this cat come from? I found him on the street. Mr. Kitty, stay at my desk, okay? I didn't feel like answering more questions, so I put him on my shoulder and dashed off to my desk before leaving to finish my work for the day. While the finer details of the reapings were automatically recorded, I still had to write my own accounts for documentation. I didn't understand the point of it, but to be honest, I didn't understand most of what had been happening around me. We had gone shopping for a brush for Mr. Kitty. He had picked the most ornate one we could find. He still refused to go near any of the others and stubbornly clung to me. I couldn't resist being a little smug about the cat-hating Aries. I was lying in bed with the cat on my chest as the guys camped on the floor for safety. You're such a sweet kitty, aren't you? Oh yeah, make it more obvious, will ya? Animals love me the best, okay. Sayer had healed the scratch on his face, but he couldn't heal the damage Orius's ego had suffered. Oh, it is a shame that Kame is missing out on this excitement. Yeah, a real shame. Valefar was the only one who had escaped any scars. The others just made Mr. Kitty nervous, that's all. I snuggled my cheek against his, and he purred sweetly. Oh, to be a cat. Seems like a nice life. He gets brushed, fed, and gets a cuddle with Aina. Oh, Sayer was an innocent boy, so I didn't think anything of it. I'd give him some head pats later so he didn't feel too left out. How innocent is he really? You are so lucky you're an idiot.
Aries, don't be unkind to him.
They're like, be nice to him, okay? He's an angel, all right?
I am not an idiot. I should not have healed you.
Wow, you got his mean side to show. Impressive.
Anyways, speaking of Kame, how about we send him a picture of our new furry friend? Ina's new furry friend. He amended quickly, sparing a nervous glance toward Mr. Kitty's paws. To think just one cat could bring them to their knees, I giggled quietly and took my phone out. How do I take a photo again? I'll come show you. As Zafan walked over, Mr. Kitty suddenly leapt off and scurried into the other room.
There he goes.
No, dear. Should we go and get him? Nah. Valefar, Sayer, Zafan. The cat rules the house, exactly. Cats make the rules. I intentionally picked the most patient of the bunch. Sayer may have been a bit lazy, but he was always willing to help me. Mr. Kitty was a persistent target. In the end, I had only managed to get a blurry photo of him while he batted his paws from atop of the fridge. Well, Kame will finally get to see what he's missing out on. Thank you, Choco Milk, for the lurky lurk refresh. And here's another shout out for you. A shout out. For Choco Milk, because you're a stunner. Thank you for being supportive. You're appreciated. Yes, check out Choco Milk, y'all. Well, Kame will finally get to see what he's missing out on. Well, Kame... That was awkward. I read that terribly. Well, Kame will finally get to see what he's missing out on. Both Valefar and Sayer stared at me with glassy eyes. Zafan had nervously joined the cat hunt, but he was laid out flat on the floor in the end. I would have thought you guys had better stamina than this. I believe there's something wrong with the cat.
I must say I agree.
I bet the cat... Listen, stop chasing the cat around. Leave the cat alone, and when the cat's ready, it'll come out. Probably when all the dudes leave, and it's just MC. The cat will come out and cuddle again. He was doubled over, panting. You all are exaggerating. Thank you for your help. But let me make you some dessert as thanks.
No cherry in mine!
Orius shamelessly called out from the bedroom. I scoffed in response. You don't like cherries. You didn't even help.
So you're not even going to treat a guest? Wow.
See if I don't sneeze in yours.
I muttered under my breath. But with Sayer's aid, I decided to make some milkshakes for us each. How do I use this mixer again? Ah! The splatter reached the top of the fridge where Mr. Kitty had gone to sleep, and with a yell he leapt over into Valefar's head. He was no longer unscathed.
Ouch!
Oh no, Valefar! The cat is cursed. We must get rid of it. He waved a very dramatic finger at the fleeing culprit.
Here, here.
I'll throw it out the window.
I normally do not condone animal cruelty, however...
I thought angels are supposed to be well-intentioned.
I shall wholeheartedly assist.
Even Valefar is ruffled, huh? And after that little incident, the rest of the evening was uneventful. I had consoled Valefar quite heartily. I didn't think he had a pouty side, but he did. It was adorable. Oh, Valefar! Although I was smart enough to not say that out loud. I heard dark mutters of returning Mr. Kitty back to the street when I wasn't looking. I'd locked the doors, but I think Mr. Kitty would win that battle. I was eagerly waiting for a reply from Kame, but nothing had come yet. Seems like he likes cats. Maybe Mr. Kitty would like him, if he had the chance. When will Kame get back?
Hard to say. I might have to go looking for him if he doesn't return in a few days. I had offered to go too.
He was still a little more irritable than usual, so I gave him a little more whipped cream for his ice cream. Y'all, I'm gonna have to eat ice cream after this stream now. Sayer had decided to replace the cat. His head lay in my lap whenever I wasn't up and getting more ice cream. You shouldn't have. What if he's dead in a ditch somewhere?
Don't say that. I'll confiscate your ice cream. I'll take it away. I should have sneezed in it. Gross. He had the audacity to sit cross-legged on the couch, happily drinking a milkshake he didn't even earn. Those malevolents are a tough fight. Wonder why they didn't assign me?
You're too hot-headed, that's why.
Isn't that Zafon? I'm plenty rational, thank you.
Will he be okay on his own?
He's had hundreds of years of experience, but if you're worried about Kame, we can find him together.
Orius pursed his lips, found his spoon, before waving it at us.
What? That's a terrible idea. Besides, she's scared shitless of ghosts.
I'll fight them.
That's the spirit. I will be your backup, Aina.
Precious.
I suppose I'll have to keep your sorry ass alive.
But his words were accompanied by a smile despite himself.
Besides, who'll make us drinks if Kame kicks the bucket?
Yeah, that part. I'm going to tell him everything that you men have been saying when he comes back home.
I crossed my arms with indignation on behalf of my bespectacled friend, and the boys laughed.
He will thank us, actually, when we tell him how much you have said in his defense.
I had eventually coaxed Mr. Kitty back out. And just like that, he became part of my routine. He followed me everywhere when I was home. He waited patiently outside of the bathroom when I would bathe, and yelped when I would change my clothes in front of him. For a cat, he had quite a strange sense of privacy. When I was at work, I'd let him roam around the outside. He was always back by dinner time. I had searched for Lucian to give him an update, but I hadn't come across him since we last spoke.
I hope he's all right. What if it had something to do with why Mr. Kitty came home with me? That's two people I'm worried about now.
Yeah, we haven't seen Kame in a long time now. He hasn't popped up in a while. Uh-oh. I hope everything's okay with Kame. Kame, where are you, man? Perhaps he's enjoying himself in the human world. We're all texting each other now. It's a big group text. We're all in a big group text. Gorging himself on sweets as poor Aina frets.
I'm not fretting.
Yes, you are, girl. Please relieve us from the cat. Is that really your biggest concern?
Look how cute the kitty is.
Oh, that is just so cute. Wait, go up to the kitty. I know, where are you? Hey, Kame! Before I could reply, a call came through from him. Kame! Where are you?
I'm home, where are you?
Where is the cat?
Where is he?
I don't know. I let him out for a walk. I'll go look for him. Stay where you are. I'm coming up. He hung up the phone. What was happening? I was too anxious to stay put and ran down the stairs 2 at a time. I had run outside and found Kame out of breath in front of our apartment building. What's going on with Mr. Kitty? Are you okay? I told you to stay put.
I'm fine.
I want to know what's happening. Just then I spotted Mr. Kitty.
Mr. Kitty!
I tried to run to my cat, but Kame held me back.
What's going on?
Malthus, show yourself. I knew it was going to be a dude. Totally a dude. A slutty dude. Faster than a blink in front of me appeared a man instead of my dear cat. So the cat really could turn into a person. I felt faint, spiritually.
Hello, big brother. And my lovely master.
Master? That's what you're going to call me? Oh, goodness. This man has seen us naked. He sauntered over to us slowly and came shoved me behind his wide back.
Guess the jig is up, huh?
Man, he's got a really nice deep voice, and he's a cat. Y'all, this man is not a love interest. I think he's another stretch goal. I find that to be wildly upsetting.
Thanks for hosting me. You're much nicer than all those other idiots.
Is that why you've been scratching everybody's face off?
You're the only one I'd want to cuddle, anyway.
You're a dog, aren't you? How dare you, sir? How dare you? Also, yes. No, he's not a love interest. It's upsetting. I think they said he's a stretch goal. Big brother, my cat just turned into Kame's brother? What? Kame's brother? What is wrong with my life? I mean, Death, can you turn back into a cat, though? I kind of miss my little furry friend. I give up. That was a whole thing. Oh my gosh. Wow, y'all. That was hilarious. I can't believe that guy's not a love interest, though, too. Like, real. I want to date him.
Would anyone care to explain what is going on here?
I know, real girl. Listen, Ina, you can't date him. We want to, though. Look at him. Look how hot he is. Look how he's dressed. And he turns into a cat. And he's got a deep voice. Oh, thank you for redeeming drink actual water. I need that. And y'all, since we're now at chapter 4, I think what I'm going to do is call it a day at this point, because this seems like a good place to leave off, and then we can pick up another day. And also another big shout out and a big thank you to the dev of this game, which is Rosemilk Studio. Milky would appreciate your name. Rosemilk. Yes. We're very much enjoying this game. It's a good time. I like the story. I like the little found family. The characters are really well established. They're so much fun. The guys are super hot. I love the art style. I'm having a great time with this game. I'm really enjoying it. So I look forward to getting into a little bit more down the road. Yep, everything milk. Perfectly good. Also, I'm a little upset that I can't date this man right here. The one on the right, both of them. The one on the left, we can date. Kame is a love interest. The one with the horns. We like that, okay. The other one with the red, he's not a love interest yet. So hopefully when this game is fully completed and it's past early access and it's fully released, my hope that this man would become a love interest because he's great. Even if he's trash, I have the sense that he's trash, which makes me love him even more. Real. Listen, okay, I can be Delulu, though. Nothing is stopping me from being Delulu, all right? He can have a root in my mind, okay? The headcanon. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, and thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. If you enjoyed this playthrough and you like more Otome games and dating sims, and you like to brain rot and have discussions over them and, you know, see more of these delightful stories, then consider giving me a follow, a like, a subscribe, and then I'll see you next time, Stunners. Have a good night. Bye!